You should be good to go, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the TPZ meeting, Town Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order for 14 January 2026. Please rise and we'll pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Noreen, would you please do the roll call?
Commissioner King,
Present.
Commissioner Fox,
He's on Zoom.
Commissioner Harvey,
Here.
Commissioner Minor,
Here.
Commissioner Pascarelli, Chairman Sobieski,
Here.
Commissioner Woods, Commissioner Hoffman,
Here.
and Commissioner Rice Davis. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Approval of agenda, Paul?
Yep, so there is only one item on here that if you all will approve by unanimous consent, it's very small, but on item C under new business, just the owner, there was just a typographical error. It's supposed to be ATD Realty as the owner instead of ADT. Again, this is a regular site plan modification, minor modification, not subject to a public hearing, didn't have to have that publication. So if you guys are okay with that, again, minor typo, but all the other information is correct.
I'm fine with it.
All right, thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I believe you need to seat one of your alternates as well.
Sorry?
You need to seat one of your alternates.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Commissioner Hoffman? Yep. I'll seat you for Commissioner Minor. Okay. Or Commissioner Woods, I'm sorry, Commissioner Woods.
Okay.
Okay. Public participation is the first round. Anybody wishing to speak on items not on the agenda, please come up or call in, please. Thank you.
No one is online, Mr. Chairman.
Anybody here wishing to speak up? Okay. All right, move on to, next is the zoning officer's report. Is there any questions by the commission for the zoning officer's report?
That unregistered vehicle, is that covered by the police department or is you still involved in that?
Which vehicle?
I think there was one that was an unregistered.
Oh, okay.
Chapman Street.
There's. We have vehicles on the lawn, there should be on Chapman Street. So. The police department. If there's no plates on a car, if they don't have probable cause, they don't run the plates, they don't run the VINs.
Right.
If I go to a property for a complaint of unregistered vehicles, if I see a plate number, all I can do is run it through the Connecticut DMV website. And it'll just tell me if it's registered or not. It doesn't tell me what car it goes with, so they could have a right plate on a wrong car, so to speak. So that's kind of what I go with. If I can't see a plate in the front, I assume it's not registered, send out a notice, go through the process. Sometimes the car just goes away. Sometimes plates appear. They have to provide proof of registration if that's the
Okay.
case.
Thank you.
I believe that's a state law. They have to have two plates on a car.
Yes.
But again, it's nothing,
Not sure.
I don't enforce it for zoning.
No, I know, but I believe there's, that's.
To display too in
Yes.
Connecticut, yes.
Yes,
That
thank
is
you.
correct.
All right, any other questions? Okay, thank you, Eric. You're doing a great job as usual. All right, next on the agenda is remarks by commissioners. Any remarks? Commissioner Fox, nothing? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Enjoying the weather in Florida?
Oh, most definitely, my friend.
Okay, first public hearing, Paul.
Actually, if you just want to read the procedures while I bring
We have the
up.
procedures for public hearing up.
Yeah. You want to read it? Go ahead. Procedures for public. Yeah.
Your proceedings of public hearings shall be as follows. A, convening by chairperson. B, reading of the notice by the commission secretary or commissioner designated by the chairperson to act in their stead. C, presentation by applicant. D, town planner report on the application.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm bringing up didn't have it printed, but I'm just gonna bring up and read it right from the rare reminder.
So this is the second part of the procedures.
Oh, yeah.
E, persons wishing to speak in favor of the application are limited to 3 minutes per person. F, persons wishing to speak in opposition to the application, also limited to 3 minutes per person. G, we have the rebuttal by the applicant, limited to 5 minutes total. During a public hearing, it shall be within the discretion of the chairperson whether the time limitations should be varied slightly, provided the commission consents to any such variance by a majority vote.
Thank you, Rob.
Okay, so the notice in the paper that ran in the rare reminder on January 1st and January 8th. Notice of public hearing or Newington Town Plan and Zoning Commission notice of public hearing, January 14th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Notice is hereby given that the Newington Town Plan and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing in Council Chambers, Room 103 at Town Hall, 200 Garfield Street, Newington, Connecticut, on Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, to consider the following petitions. Petition TPZ 2524, modification of special permit number 3098 to allow live entertainment within an existing restaurant use with alcoholic beverage sales permitted pursuant to NZR section 6.6 and alter the hours of operation at 217 Kelsey Street, aka 30 to 48 Christian Lane in the PD Plan Development Zone. Applicant and contact Mariela Barreto, Perdoma, owner Reno Properties 2. Petition TPZ 2525, special permit for a change of use from a convenience store to a liquor store pursuant to NZR section 6.6.2 at 1125 Willard Avenue within the B business zone. Applicant owner Royal 1125 Willard Ave LLC. Contact Nibesh Paudul and Madhu Arel. This public hearing will be a Zoom webinar hybrid meeting. Information on how to attend will be posted on the town website at link follows. These petitions and related materials are available for public inspection at the town planner's office, town hall room 204, and through the published agenda at the town plan and zoning commission agenda center. Link follows. Persons who require an accommodation to participate in this public hearing should contact the town planner at 860-665-8578 or town planner at newingtonct.gov, not less than 24 hours before the public hearing. Submitted Paul Dixon, town planner, and as noted, it ran in the rare reminder on the 1st and the 8th, and the signs were all up.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, first petition. We read this again, right?
Yep, you
Okay.
can either read the whole thing or you can call petition 2524.
Yeah, you can call either one, whatever you want to do. Read this one here first again.
Okay, we're convening the public hearing for petition TPZ 25-24, modification of special permit number 30-98 to allow live entertainment within an existing restaurant use with alcoholic beverage sales permitted pursuant to NZR section 6.6 and alter the hours of operation at 217 Kelsey Street, also known as 30-48 Christian Lane in the PD Plan Development Zone. Applicant and contact Mariela Barreto Perdomo, owner Reno Properties 2. Application received November 24th, 2025, with 65 days to open the public hearing by January 28th, 2026.
Okay, is the applicant here? Please state your name and address for the record.
So my name is Mariela Bar,
You can sit. Have a seat. Please sit.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yes. Hello, good night.
Your name and address.
So my name is Mariela Barreto and the address is 217 Kelsey Street, Newington, Connecticut.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm here is because I applied for the live entertainment for the restaurant. So technically the restaurant before I took over, the restaurant used to have it. But when my license came without it. So I'm here to applying for my live entertainment.
So, well, yeah, that's their floor plan. Interior, you can see the stage located here in the upper left-hand corner. It's pretty straightforward. She needs, the approval so I can sign off on the rider for her liquor permit to allow live entertainment.
Okay,
I believe it's only gonna be 2 to 4 times a month. And you can also see the types of entertainment she's gonna have, the DJ, live band, and karaoke. And then the hours of operation are up there, which do vary slightly from the original approval, which Paul can review in his staff report there.
Yep, so the original hours of approval, per the original special permit were 6 AM to 11 PM, 7 days a week. Again, you don't always have hours as part of a approval condition. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. This varies primarily in the evening hours, if you're gonna look at it that way, because it operated to 11 previously before, but they have been operating later. And this is to kind of formalize that again, Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 1 AM, Friday to Saturday, 11 AM to 2 AM, and Sunday, 11 AM to 1 AM. When you look at kind of the location of Prime Burgers, there is no residential around it. It's pretty far away from the nearest residential. It's around offices, it's around industrial properties in New Britain, and you have, what is it, the plant?
There's a
Wholesaler.
nursery across the
Nursery, that's what
street.
it is, the nursery across the street. So we have not received any complaints about this property. I don't have concerns about the hours. These are typical hours for restaurants that, have a bar and a little bit of nightlife on them, and a third place, a place for people to go to. So again, staff does not have any issues with the application. And again, it's kind of that, the live entertainment aspect that kicks it to you as well. Originally with the hours, that's something, again, previous special permit, it's good to modify it. But the live entertainment has always been something that's either part of the liquor permit when it comes in or part of the restaurant when it comes in as the application. This did not have it. So this is kind of formalizing in a way how Prime Burgers has been operating
Exactly.
for some years. So again, staff does not have any issues with the application, and we recommend approval.
okay. Any questions from the commissioners?
Yes,
Is any of
Mr.
part of this building,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
is there any part of this building that extends into New Britain?
No.
Okay.
Peter?
I'm
good.
familiar with Reno properties, and I'm certain he's a good landlord and has good tenants. So I have no issue with it.
Commissioner Fox?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chairman, Paul, do you have any problems with the parking? Would the parking requirements remain the same?
Yep, there's no changes in the parking requirements that are brought on by, it's just square footage of the restaurant, no changes, nothing happening there. And there is a significant amount of parking actually on this parcel with the adjoining parcels as well, especially with the office use that ceases during
Yeah,
the evening hours.
Good point. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Fox. Is Commissioner Minor on too?
Commissioner Minor is on.
Commissioner Minor, you have any questions?
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay. We'll open it up to the public, see if anybody wishes to talk in favor or against this petition, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Anybody wishing to talk in favor of this petition?
Hi, Jacob Knowlton, 10 Hillside Street. I am speaking in favor of this because I feel like I
Your
have.
name, Jacob, I need your name and address.
Yeah, Jacob
Yes.
Knowlton, 10 Hillside Street. All good. What was I gonna say? Oh, this is fantastic. I think these applications are great to see. So I'm sure even if maybe there's no opposition, but just wanted to say that especially for a region that struggles with youth retention, more activity, more nightlife is really important. So to have applications come through like this, I've been seeing a decent amount in other towns. It's really great to see. So this is fantastic for Newington. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else wishing to speak in favor of the petition?
No one is online, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone wishing to speak against the petition? Anybody online?
No one online, Mr. Chairman.
All right, what's the commission's pleasure?
We'll move it up to,
Want to close and move it to all business tonight?
yeah.
Yes, and it is,
I need-
it's already on new business, Mr. Chairman. So you
What
can
is-
just close it and then we'll just.
All right. I need a motion to close.
So moved. Second.
Okay, made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, we'll vote on this tonight. Thank you.
Aye.
I don't think she understands.
Hmm?
I don't think she understands. what
No,
we're
she,
saying.
I talked,
We're good.
I told her she could stay or go. She's
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Second petition, Rob,
Okay.
right here.
It's also up on the screen too, Rob.
Oh, yeah, it's up on the screen, either one.
Okay.
Your call.
So we're convening the public hearing for petition TPZ 25-25. Special permit for a change of use from a convenience store to a liquor store pursuant to NZR section 6.6.2 at 1125 Willard Avenue within the B business zone. Applicant and owner, Royal 1125 Willard Avenue LLC. Contact Nibesh Padel and Madhu Aryal. Application received on December 10th, 2025, 65 days to open the public hearing by February 13th, 2026.
Please come up. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Madhu Ariel, 209 Brookside Road, Newington. Nibesh Podell, 15 Chapman Road, West Hartford.
Okay, very good.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the commission. For the record, I am the co-applicant as well as the resident of the town. We are requesting for approval of the special permit for the change of existing business, which is convenience store, to a packaged liquor store at 1125 Willard Avenue, which is located in business zone. The property has long history of upper retail, which has operated with the beer and liquor sales. No physical changes are proposed at the time with the application. We have the building meets all the parking requirements, zoning separation requirements, as well as the hours that are proposed that we have are consistent with the surrounding neighborhood. As such, if there are any things that are recommended by staff, we're willing to accept those, right? And respectfully request for the approval. And in addition to a couple of things that I would like to highlight here on the property is zoned as B zone, which permits the sale of liquor on the retail side. We have the parking, 16 existing parking spaces, of which 13 are required for the size of the building, which is more than what is required for the building. It meets all the separation requirements. We haven't had any public complaints on the record, as well as, we're a couple of things. It has changed in ownership. So, we're going to change in ownership. So we're doing anything to maintain the property to look better, which is right in the middle of the town.
Thank you.
One question, Rick. Do you want to explain to the commission that I believe you're transferring an existing store that you bought to that location?
Yep. We have a business that is, or we bought a package store in the center of the town, which isn't doing any well at all. And I think moving that serves our public here in Newington best at its capacity, which is why we're moving.
Okay, very good. Paul?
Yep. So staff did review all the files on this site. The one interesting one is the restaurant that is there. It's a very small form factor. It's a few chairs in the front and primarily pickup oriented by the way it's kind of set up. How that looking for, but we did not find a special permit for it, but that is not the subject of the application we're here for tonight. But we did run all the numbers on the site. So the site does meet all the parking requirements, including a restaurant and a retail use. There's 18 parking spaces that were shown on the original approved site plan. 16 are currently usable just because of the configuration in the back. And I believe it was either the walk-in cooler or another thing that was kind of modified back there over time. But the parking requirement is 13 spaces combined. So they'll have an excess of 3 spaces above what they're required to have. I haven't seen any parking issues, seen many issues with this small retail, set up at that one. Again, it is a B zone, but it is an island of a B zone. It is surrounded by residential, but the nearest abutting residential is primarily undeveloped and wooded right next to it. So there's not as much as an immediate neighbor. Again, Newington has an allotment of liquor stores for state liquor control. As I said, pretty much we're at the point that if someone wants to open a new one, they do have to transfer one. So that's kind of the case here. But as far as it meets the special permit requirements for a liquor store. It has the proper separation distances. It's not near the sensitive users like a college, church, or hospital, or if it within 1,500 feet from another similar establishment. So again, we find that it does meet the special permit criteria. If there's any other questions that you have for the applicant, recommend they ask them. And the only one, we did not include any conditions. The one thing that staff would note that probably should be done on site is restriping of the parking lot. It has been a little while. I believe in talking with the applicant, they plan to kind of do it anyway. They have been cleaning up the site, cleaning up the landscaping. So I think they'll move forward in that direction.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Harpy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, through you to the applicants. Are you gonna maintain these hours, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.? 10
Yes.
a.m. Or those changed? or
Yep.
stick-
Yep.
That's good, 2 hours.
Okay, and then you made well, this is, I guess, a quote from you. The applicant's narrative states as follows: liquor retail traffic tends to consist of short visits dispersed throughout the day, resulting in no high-intensity peak demand. Is that just an observation of yours, or is that based on any?
That's based on, we do have other liquor stores around Connecticut, one in Plainville, one in Windsor Lock, and we do see that pattern that, they don't tend to be on the store for a long time. It's quick grab and go.
Okay, and Paul, you're comfortable that traffic has an easy way out? And-
Yep, yeah, there's no changes to that. Site plans existed for some time. They're occasionally at that light itself. There are occasionally incidents, but it's not necessarily related to this site. It's more just the main roads themselves.
Right.
So I haven't seen any issues
I'm not
myself.
aware of any complaints or other issues.
Complaints or other issues related to the driveways.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner Kane, do you have any questions?
Yes, thank you. You currently sell beer at this location, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. One of the criteria for special permits is location and type of display signs, lighting and landscaping, and the impact of type signs on adjacent properties. I did hear Paul mention something about the landscaping. I think there have been some issues with the upkeep of that in the past. Are you planning to hire someone to keep control of that, or what's the plan?
So, what I would like to tell you is there has been change in ownership not that long ago.
Okay,
The property was owned and maintained by somebody outside of our state. We're local residents. We want to take pride of our property, and we want to be here saying, hey, I own that property, right? And we've been cleaning up to the extent possible, given the time frame. We went into fall. You probably seen significant change, like there were overgrown bushes around the property that's been cleared. Over the springtime, we'll hire somebody to clean up the surrounding the back of the property, so it's more visible to public, and we can take a pride of owning that property.
thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Hoffman.
Yeah, I was just gonna follow up on that. It does appear that you've done a good job in cleaning up the front of the building around the corner itself. There's still some work to do around back, and make sure you keep on top of that, because in the past it's gotten a little overwhelming.
100% agree.
that would be-
As soon as while buying the property, we knew that it needed some work, at least on the landscaping side, the lighting side. We're looking forward to doing that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Fox.
Commissioner Minor has his hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry. All
That's all
right. Commissioner Minor?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, as the applicant just referenced, one thing, I am familiar with that site, and one concern that I do have is the site lighting for that site is wholly inadequate. And as long as they can bring that up to current standards with the efforts of the planner, I have no objections.
Okay, you're referring to the sideline on Willard Avenue or on Robbins?
The site lighting for the entire site. They have one pole light that is mostly off than on under its previous ownership. Just the site lighting for the entire site, I think needs to be addressed.
Okay, thank you. Any other
Thank
questions,
you.
Commissioner Minor?
No,
Commissioner
that's it.
Fox?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, again, Commissioner Minor and, whoever that was that spoke before, just stole my thunder. I was worried about lighting also and about the landscaping. But as long as it's been mentioned, I will hold my peace. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no questions. I'm wishing you luck when you get this open. Okay, do I have a motion to close and move?
I got a call for,
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna see if anybody wants to speak for or against this, okay? Sit back, we'll get. Anybody wishing to speak in favor of this petition?
Gilbert Draco, 21 Isabel Terrace. It's not actually in favor or whatever. I mean, I'm not opposed to it at all, but I just wondered, if you can, in addition to the lighting and the landscaping, just make sure there's, enough trash receptacles, because we in town have a very big problem with the little nip bottles. And I assume you'll be selling those, and they're just strewn all over. So just make sure there's enough receptacles for consumers. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anybody online? Sure.
there is someone online, but they do not have their hand raised, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anyone wish to speak against this petition?
Again, no hand raised online.
Okay. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Move it to new business.
I'm sorry,
Move it to new business.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
We're gonna move to everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
You should technically close the public hearing.
Yes, we closed the public hearing. That's what we did. We move to new business, okay? All right. Next is approval of the minutes from last meeting. There a motion?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstentions, one. Thank you. New business. Okay. Right here. Right on this page. New business.
Read that.
Yeah, read this again.
All right. Petition TPZ 25-24 modification of special permit number 30-98 to allow live entertainment within an existing restaurant use with alcoholic beverage sales permitted pursuant to NZR section 6.6 and alter the hours of operation at 217 Kelsey Street, also known as 30-48 Christian Lane in the PD Plan Development Zone. Applicant and contact Mariela Barreto Perdomo, owner
Right here.
Reno Properties 2.
Motion to approve. Right here.
Move to approve the modification to special permit number 30-98 to allow live entertainment within the existing restaurant and alter the hours of operation.
Second. Right here. Is that?
The reason for approval of this modification meets the requirements of the special permit criteria in our regulations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Congratulations. Yeah, now the second one. Okay.
Okay, petition TPZ 25-25, special permit for a change of use from a convenience store to a liquor store pursuant to NZR section 6.6.2 at 1125 Willard Avenue within the B business zone. Applicant and owner Royal 1125 Willard Avenue LLC. Contact Nabesh Padel and Madhu Aryal. Motion to approve, move to approve special permit TPZ 25-25 for a change of use from a convenience store to a liquor store. And the reason for approval of this modification meets the requirements of the special permit criteria of our zoning regulations.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. Best of luck. Okay, third one, let's see, third one.
Okay, now we move on
Sorry?
to, Eric, do you want to change the slide?
Yeah, hold on.
Yep, I'll just remind you on the one going to petition C, just the ATD versus ADD. You read it, the owner is ATD.
We had changed,
Realty.
you got the. Yeah, ATZ, I believe is the owner.
ATD. ATD. Instead of S. Okay.
Okay,
Now,
third one. This one here.
okay, position TPC 25-27, site plan modification for 2 building additions of 3,483 square feet west side and 2,912 square feet east side, and minor drainage improvements to an existing building at 40 Commerce Court in the I industrial zone. Applicant PDS Engineering, contact Steve Guidis, owner ATD Realty LLC. The motion to approve, move to approve the site plan modification.
On this one, sorry to interrupt, my apologies. Since it's a new business on this, they haven't given a presentation on it yet.
Oh, I thought they did, my fault.
Nope, no presentation yet, so I would say that this would be a good opportunity. I can lead in since you read it. Thank you very much. We do have the applicant here tonight. We also have the applicant's engineer online as well. Just to remind the commission, and I think the applicant can come up while I'm just kind of going through this. Just a reminder for the commission that earlier last year, mid last year, and May 28th, 25, they were issued a special permit for this automotive use at the site. It changed from the Progressive building, which was a auto claims center that did examinations of vehicles, but it changed into this owner's business. At that time, they did mention that they were looking to close these in the future. Now they're in front of you for closing these in. And the main reason why that this is in front of you and not an administrative application is it does exceed that 10% threshold for when you increase the size of a building, that it requires commission approval rather than staff approval. And I'll report that a second application to the Wetlands Commission. Originally, they had applied for 1 canopy. I think there was a little communication back and forth between the owner and the engineers and architects that they added the 2nd canopy. They have gotten approval from that, administrative approval for wetlands. So this is eligible to be acted on as a whole tonight. So the applicant is in front of you and they can kind of run through what they're looking to do.
Yes, please. Please state your name and address for the record.
Okay, I'm Bill Jodis. I'm with PDS Engineering and Construction, and my company's at 107 Old Windsor Road, Bloomfield, Connecticut.
I'm Matt Pensero, Red Oak Hill, Farmington.
Bill Murphy, 39 Pinnacle Road, Farmington.
So PDS is the engineer of record for this project. We applied for and received a special use zoning permit last May. And we received a wetlands approval in December 16th. And so attention to detail, performs computer analysis and calibration, adjustments of auto safety systems. They don't do any auto body work or brake repairs or oil changes or engine repairs or any mechanics work of any other kind. I have Brian Panico here. He was gracious enough to attend remotely because he's not feeling well. So we're happy he is attending. But he's here from Cole Surveying, and he'll review the site plans with you and show you that they meet all planning and zoning requirements for your approval. Brian?
Good evening, members of the commission. Again, sorry I couldn't be in attendance tonight, but I think you all would appreciate it. So basically what we are proposing to do is enclose the 2 overhangs that exist on the building. As Paul said, the overhang to the west, 3,483 square feet. To the east, 2,912 square feet of overhang. And then we are also proposing to add some additional pavement to the west of that other overhang in order to make that more passable, more easily passable. To make up for the fact that we are increasing impervious surface by doing that, we're proposing to remove 4 parking spaces, which you can see in the northeast corner of the site. The site currently has well over 100 or over 100 parking spaces. This use would only require 78 or so. So we have an abundance of parking. And so eliminating those spaces will not negatively affect this in any way. Again, while it's a change of use technically and change of ownership, generally speaking, both automotive uses, attention to detail has a very good reputation, and we don't foresee anything happening in this site that would potentially cause any harm to any neighboring properties or anything like that. There are no proposed modifications to the existing utility connections in the street. Everything is happening on site. And that more or less sums up what's going on the site. Thank you for bringing that up. So this is the elevations. I believe there is both existing and proposed elevations shown and available, so you can kind of get a better sense of what the building looks like now and what they're going to propose to do and how it'll look once those are enclosed. So you can see the existing canopies in the lower picture and then the facade being modified to enclose those as proposed. And again, the immediate desire is to enclose the canopy to the west. But the applicant does and would like to at some point in time in the near future do the same thing to the canopy to the east. And so we determined a little after the fact, but we determined that it would be better to just come before you and ask for both of these things now, so that in the future, when they are ready to do that, they can submit their plans and get that done.
Well,
So again, staff has reviewed this. We do not find any issues with the application. And the one thing that I did include in the staff report to point out, which was good, and the owner can kind of give a little more information on it. But from the appearance of it, it looks like they're going to be pretty much matching the existing building and tying it together as much as possible. You can kind of see the CMU split face to match the existing, kind of some differentiation with materials. So it's actually really good to see that it's not just planned to be one, blank, lifeless slate, that it will kind of match it. I think, the pride in the business and wanting to see the building, it's actually a good looking building, how it is now. So I think this will kind of work together. The only real changes on site, again, kind of, as they noted, again, the minor changes and this wouldn't require a site plan in itself. A little bit of pavement being added around this side. Again, that did get wetlands approval, and it got administrative wetlands approval. So again, it is a small amount of pavement, and then that removal of the 4 spaces in the back, and that's to balance the impervious coverage on site, just to make sure they're not increasing it. And I think overall it works. Staff recommends approval of the application, and we have not, had any concerns about this site.
Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Harpy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, through you to the attendees. You're taking out a couple of windows too, aren't you? Did I read that?
We're going to replace some of the windows with the garage doors to get the vehicles in the building.
Okay.
You can see that's on the western side of the building.
And then you were gonna apply a certain type of paint?
The new paint will just match the existing paint that's there on the sides of the building.
We want the front of the building to carry on. We're gonna do brickwork. I think it's 10 feet high on the front. So from the road, it'll just be a continuation of what it is rather than look like a steel building tacked onto a nice building, beautiful building. So we're gonna try to keep the aesthetics, the flow. So when we're done, it doesn't look like it's been modified.
And you have what, like 100 parking spaces?
Yes.
122.
Okay, and is that gonna be reduced as a result of these canopy changes?
4 spaces to balance the impervious. The canopy on the eastern side, we're not modifying at this point, so we may in the future. It's not used for parking. Progressive use it to shelter from the weather when we're looking at cars, the customers pull up there, that's where they park. And that'll remain until.
And so for some of the new members here this evening, and then the commission, can you review your operation, your basic operation?
Okay, for the patient tonight for the addition closing in that westerly canopy, the business is called Texon. What we do at Texon is through use of computers, we calibrate safety systems in vehicles. Almost all your cars have these systems, blind spot, auto braking, lane departure, and it's growing. Any one of these cars gets in an accident, they need to be recalibrated after the car takes a jolt. It has to be, certified that it still works properly after repair. The inside of this building will be wide open. It'll be a controlled environment, lighting, sheen on the floor. Even the walls need to be as smooth as possible because we're calibrating radar systems as well as sonar. So the inside of the building will be empty. We just need a controlled environment to run these calibrations.
Okay. And are you gonna occupy the entire building?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kane.
Nothing for me.
Commissioner Arnold?
I'm good.
Okay, Commissioner Fox? You unmute or?
He's there. I don't,
Okay.
you want to check with Commissioner Minor?
Commissioner Minor? Yeah, I'm there.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I just would not unmute. No, I have no questions at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We're gonna open this up to the public for their.
This one is a regular site plan mod.
No
so
public
no
hearing.
Oh,
public hearing.
no public hearings.
Yep.
Okay, that's right. All right. What's the commission's pleasure?
Move it to new business and close the public hearing.
Move and close.
So yep, we're already in new business, so you can actually, under this new business item right now, if you would like to approve it, you can just move to a motion to approve. If you have any more discussion, please feel free.
Okay.
Make a motion to move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Did you have any questions, sir? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You can take over.
All right. Now we're gonna go to old business.
Yes.
Okay. Because we have one new member on here, can you just give them a brief overview of what went on at Griswold Street? So you know.
Yep, so I don't know if you could bring up one that has a picture on it. So at our last meeting, we discussed, so the application is petition TPZ 2526. It's a CGS 824 referral for the disposition of a portion of the Griswoldville Avenue right-of-way abutting 125 Waverly Drive. So this is about 2,208 square foot, about 12 feet wide piece of right-of-way that the owner has approached the town and approached the town engineer, town manager to discuss purchasing it. So again, this is an item that will be in front of council. This item, it would require, the selling of any public land requires a hearing as well in it. And this is ultimately a decision for council at the end of the day. For those, again, new members, the gist of an 824 referral, it's really for conformance with, it doesn't conflict with the POCD is the number one question. So is there anything in the POCD that would address this? Staff has reviewed it. This type of minor alteration doesn't really, the POC doesn't get into that level of the weeds on it. At the last meeting, we had kind of discussed that this is not shown on any future sidewalk plans in the POCD. It's not shown on any future bike lanes in the POCD. And also there's a significant amount of right-of-way in this area. Since the last meeting, one of the items that was kind of hanging out there is we didn't hear back from the MDC. We had heard back from the gas company, we heard back from telecom, and they did not have any future plans for this area. So the email we got from the MDC and their response is, we have looked into your inquiry below regarding the sale of the strip of town of Newington right of way to the property owner at 125 Griswoldville Road. The district has no objections to this sale, as any future public sanitary sewer mains or public water mains would be installed within the roadway. According to our GIS, the existing town right-of-way width in this area is approximately 95 feet wide given this, the reduction in width of 12 feet should not present an issue to any future needs. So the town engineer has heard back from all of the utility companies. No potential projects have been identified in this area. And in speaking with the town engineer, he believes there would be enough room left over even after this 12 feet, if it was sold, that we could put in a sidewalk or we could put in pedestrian facilities there as well, and it wouldn't exclude us to do so. So that's kind of
You
the,
may want to clarify, this should be Waverly, not Griswoldville.
yeah, he put Griswoldville, didn't he? No, it's 125 Waverly, but the strip is on Griswoldville. So
Correct.
again, I read the quote directly. So that's kind of where we're at with this. Again, this is the commission's decision. It's your review. And at the end of the day, what you do is you either report a favorable or an unfavorable review. If you do a favorable review, the council can proceed with their actions without a supermajority. If you say it's unfavorable, it just requires a 2/3 majority at the council to approve.
And there would still be a public hearing at the council level if they choose to sell the property.
I just wanted to explain because Robin's brand new.
Yeah,
That's why.
and this is interesting in Newington too as well, because we have our own policy on the disposition of parcels. Thanks. Disposition of undersized parcels. It's been utilized for right of way. It was actually utilized most recently on Budney. On Budney Road, there was a stub in between of a future road that was never developed, and that was split between the two property owners next to it. So again, this is a little more unique of one single property owner just asking for 12 feet. But his reasons, he kind of was talking about it, again, it's more room for his kids in the backyard, is to be able to kind of utilize the property. So again, the request is to council and the manager has sent this to you for review for the town policy. And staff, it is a little unusual with the 12 feet, but again, I do not see any conflicts with any larger plans.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, thank you.
All set? All right,
Can I ask you a question?
sure, Commissioner Harpy.
How tall is this fence?
So we will work,
What do you find?
The fence is already installed.
Pardon?
The fence has already been, what triggered this was he installed the fence not on his property,
Yeah.
and we had him relocate it. So it's 6 feet in some portions and 4 in the front at the corner to provide adequate sight line.
Well, I think we're rewarding the guy, but you know, from a professional standpoint and what we're intended to do, I think we do it. Okay.
Are you all set, Commissioner Harpy, or
Pardon me?
are you all set?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman, any questions?
No question.
Commissioner Kane?
I'm in favor.
Nothing.
Commissioner Fox?
No questions, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Minor?
No, favorable, thank you.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
yep, so it would,
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I would just request that the petition and the motion is
You read
all read.
again?
Yes.
Okay,
So petition 25-26, Connecticut General Statutes 8-24, referral disposition of a portion of the Griswoldville Avenue right of way abutting 125 Waverly Drive, approximately 2,208 square feet. Move to approve a favorable report for the disposition of a portion of the Griswoldville Avenue right of way abutting 125 Waverly Drive to the town council. The reason this referral does not conflict with our POCD.
okay. All in favor?
Need a
I need a
second?
second.
I'm sorry?
Second.
Second for the
I
motion?
need a second.
Second.
All
Second.
right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Opposed? Thank you. Appointments to CROG. I've asked Commissioner Kane to about going to CROG, and he's willing to go into it.
Okay, so
I
again,
need
this
a
is the one.
second about appointing Commissioner Kane to the CROG.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? All right. Okay, Paul, you'll take care of the paperwork?
Yep, and do you accept?
I accept.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a important part for the
It's
record.
nice if we have to.
And I guess for the record, I abstained from the vote.
You can vote for it.
I can vote for it.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's always comes-
Okay, next is petitions for scheduling, Paul.
So the petition TPZ 2528, so the site plan for a 41 unit rental housing home development under CGS 830G at 103 Lewis Street. So we have advertised this to begin at the next meeting to open the public hearing. The commission, I believe you've all received copies of the plans. There's a big application packet, and also I noted this during our last meeting, but I'll actually remind anyone who's listening along too. All of the materials are up on our current land use application page and have been so for a little while. So that's where we put these applications. So anyone, if you're listening to this after the fact and you want to take a look at what it is, you can go right on our current land use applications page and the town planners page, and you'll be able to see the entire application and the plans. We've met with the applicant, working through staff comments, and then they'll have a presentation for you at the next meeting. Again, that should be the first notice, public hearing notice should be in the paper tomorrow.
Okay. I have a question. Commissioner Fox will be in Florida for about a month.
Mhm.
Will those plans be up on our site also?
They're up there
Yeah,
now.
they're up there now,
Okay.
and they've been up there.
I
Yep.
just want to make sure that was clear.
Yep. So
Okay.
Commissioner Fox, if you have any issue accessing them, please let me know.
All right. All
I
set, Commissioner Fox?
certainly will.
Okay. Town planners report.
All right. So one of the main items, and we started talking about this briefly at the last meeting, is really moving forward the town center master plan. And kind of starting the discussions regarding zoning. Again, as it was said during the process and everything, nothing has been changed. This is the concept. But for us to be able to set the stage and really make it really clearly understood what the town is looking for, I think the plan does a good job at telegraphing and showing people, okay, this is what the people of Newington are interested in. Now we get into the nitty-gritty part of it in building the regulations to support that. So I want to start that process with you, start at least you guys thinking about how you would like to go about this process. Is this something that you want me to, get some rough numbers? Is this something where you want to create a subcommittee to look into it? This is something to think about. But I know my first plan is to actually come to you with some rough numbers. What does the plan represent? It was asked by Commissioner Woods at the last meeting, how much open space is represented in this type of configuration? What's the level of coverage? What's the level, what are we looking for? And I think a lot of parts on it too are going to be about more along access. Where are the primary points of access where we would like to say, yes, continue the street here. This is required to be, should be pedestrian access. Here are those points. And do we want to go as far in zoning? We don't want to get too crazy with the zoning and make it so it's a, 20-page document in and of itself. I think that would be a bit much. But where does the commission kind of want to go with starting this process? Because I think, keeping the momentum going is something that we need to do. So that's kind of get that in your minds to think about it at least. If you have any comments now, I'm happy to take them. If not, if you can think about how you would like to see this kind of progress. Again, my plan for at the next meeting is to start to work on those numbers and give you some ideas of what zoning could look like based on the master plan. And then to think about how we want to address the zoning. Do we want to set the zoning in place? Do we want to create a floating zone that can be enacted? These are kind of those options where, yes, you could have a floating zone. It might need to be changed a little bit when it's enacted. No zoning code absolutely survives when you actually get to the realities of development and the true needs. But where does the commission kind of see us going with this is my question for you.
Anybody have any questions, Rob?
It's a big chunk.
It is.
Joe?
I just would want to keep it consistent with what the end game is, what's, the goal for the end game. And maybe a subcommittee would be a good way to go at it.
Okay. Commissioner Fox?
No comments.
Commissioner Minor?
So essentially you're asking, how do we want to attack the issue of rezoning some of these parcels that were identified in the center that need to be likely rezoned?
Yeah, and
Do we want to, so you're asking, do we want you to kind of spearhead that and then bring something to us? Or did we want to create a subcommittee where we originate ideas and then bring them to
I think
you?
a lot of it is gonna be me starting it with you guys to say, here's where we're at, here's the plan, here's the number, this is what we're looking at, and then starting to move it forward. And then you to have that decision, okay, this is what we're looking for. Chances are, you know, whether we're looking for outside help, we do have that as part of the program that we built within the town to say, okay, we are looking at zoning regulations. We can bring in external consultants as well to assist with this. But I think the key thing is for us to know what we want first, rather than just hiring someone and saying, create something. So I will come to you with kind of some of those numbers, but I think getting this going and showing that the town is, you know, seriously committed to seeing this plan come to fruition, to seeing what people have looked for and the feedback that we got be taken into account in the zoning code.
And yeah, it's not just rezoning too, it's building heights, it's setbacks, it's other things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my opinion, I think we should get a subcommittee, number one. Number two, I don't know if I want to change the zones at that point or put a floating zone in or put an overlay in. I'm not sure. We do have a Willard Avenue overlay, I know of.
There is a town center overlay as well.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, so we're gonna have to either remove some of that or leave it there or modify it. So I think a subcommittee would be good. I'll give you a call tomorrow, Paul, and figure out who wants to join the subcommittee here.
Chris Minor has his hand raised.
Chris, Commissioner Minor?
I apologize, Mr. Chair. Zoom is not cooperating very well tonight. Yeah, I would be in favor of a subcommittee as well.
You know, and I'd like to also have, you know, get members of the TPZ will pick members here, whoever wants to volunteer. But I want to make this perfectly clear to everybody out there. There has been no zone change and there will be no zone change until we know what we're doing here. Okay?
Yep.
Want to make sure that's clear. Personally, I worked on this here and I was a member of the subcommittee. And I think it was a great product we brought so far up to this point. It's a huge, as Commissioner Hoffman said, Commissioner Harpy, it's a huge undertaking. You're not just rezoning a small section, you're rezoning a good section of the center of town. So I think that needs to be looked at a little more. I liked the idea of what Kimberly and her group brought up. And I think I want input from the residents. So I don't know the best way to do this. My original thought was to look at one area at a time or do the whole thing. I mean, you know, there's pros and cons to both. So, but I do want to get this moving. We do need a parking feasibility study, I think.
Yep. So that was one of the major items, and that's key for us in figuring out the demands of new development and how that, but also our alignment on our current spaces, what we have available, and how much more can be absorbed, because it kind of was part of our discussion too, is right now, the other side of Market Square can't technically take credit for the parking lot. So that's one easy change,
Right.
I think. But to know what your real demand is, what your projected future demand is, say we have all this park, because part of the actual plan too was looking at increasing the amount of green space within it and making it a little safer as well. So to lose those parking spaces around that center green area is a good for the use of it. But then there's other options of looking at the area that was originally part of, I think, the larger overall vision, where it's kind of under all private ownership now. We understand that's a big process in itself as a project, but that's part of the study too, to see how much you can get there, what you need, and figure out, again, I think it's going to be a combination of parking, but it's also at the same time, I plan on working on wayfinding. That's going to be a big part of it for the parking and for the businesses. And I do not see this as being a process that something just shows up at the TPZ ready to go. I would like to continue the process we did with the community outreach through through zoning, whether it's the, additional pop-up events, whether I show up some Saturday morning at Community Cafe and take up that back room and meet with people and say, I'm going to be there. I think that it's another opportunity to do this. But, my plan for this process isn't just a prescriptive from the town side, is to continue that public engagement.
I probably will join you at that meeting, if that's okay.
Yep.
Thing that I'd like to do is make sure we publish this. I don't want to hear anybody say, well, I didn't know, you didn't see it. Some people get the Hartford Current, some don't. Some people are on Facebook, some aren't. Some people check the town's website, some don't. I want to try to get as much exposure to this as possible, in my opinion. And I'd also like to have the town council maybe also have one or two of the designees from the town council on the subcommittee. Okay, I mean, I think that's important. We need to have as much transparency as possible on this. Okay, I think it's a great plan that we worked with. And again, I can't say enough about Kimberly and her group. I do know that the steering committee, as it was called, was very positive about what we've done, and it was made up of people from the town government, town employees like the town manager, Paul, Eric, Chris, and Jamie. It was also from DPZ was myself. There was also a couple of town councilors, Tim Menke, I think Gail was on it. Oh, okay. And I can't remember who else, right? We had two town councils. I'm sorry?
Mitch was on it.
Yeah, Mitch. And I want to try to keep this open and transparent, so I don't want anybody saying, well, stuff done behind him. No, we're going to open and transparent. And I want to make sure we try to do our utmost best to get the information out to the public. There's an awful lot of stuff that gets put on various websites that are wrong. So I'd like to see that, number one. Number two, I think I like the approach of trying to piecemeal this thing, so to speak, especially in the center parking lot by Constitution Square. I'd like to look at that. Maybe there's some stuff we could do if we're comfortable with that, with the landowners and stuff. I don't know. But I just want to make sure that everybody understands it's open and transparent there. Okay? Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Other than
Any
that,
questions? Yes, Commissioner. No,
Go ahead, Bill. Okay, so one thing I've seen other planning and zoning commissions do, well, I saw Rocky Hill worked with Professor Dwight Merriam at UConn Law School for a semester, where they gave Dwight a list of topics they're interested in, and he had each of his students draft just a proposed change to the zoning regulations. So they came in, talked to the commission at the beginning of the semester, bounced the ideas off them, and then at the end they produced like draft proposals for zoning changes. Now, I'm not suggesting we have a law professor, law students rewrite our zoning code, but if we're short on man hours, it's January 14th, the semester starts Tuesday. So there might be an opportunity. I know professors at the law school. I don't know if that's something that piques your interest, is having maybe some assistance with just generating ideas and producing, proposed draft regulations. Not that, we don't have to even vote on them once they give them to us, but, we can look at them and consider them. So that's something I've seen Rocky Hill do, and I could make a couple calls to see if that's something we wanted. It's essentially just free ideas.
And we've done the same. The town engineer and I have worked with students from multiple different schools, from UConn to CCSU. Most recently, we worked with David Dixon and his group of students when they did. And actually, this is the report I believe that they're finalizing or have finalized it. And, it was kind of some recommendations for, it's actually GSI. So for basically LID, but for disconnecting. So they actually went through some areas in town, couple schools, town hall. They looked at the buildings around it and looked for areas they could kind of disconnect from drainage, help us with our MS4. So yeah, we've done this before and we will continue to do it. Actually, it helps out the students and hey, gives us actually additional ideas, because the more people you have, sometimes someone comes up with something brilliant and thinks about something a slightly different way. So yeah, no, that's something I would be interested in.
Yeah, I could send some emails, make some calls.
I think it's personally, Paul, I think that's a great idea. I didn't realize you kind of done that. I know they did it for engineering, but I didn't realize they did it for this.
We might be a little late on the
Yeah.
timing because classes start next week, but there's still a chance.
Yeah.
If not, we can look at something for the fall.
Senior thesis project.
All right, anything else?
I think the other thing that Ted Meehan did, to get that parking lot, the center parking lot. He worked the landlords in the area without the buy-in of the landlord. We're kind of hanging out there, as you well know, because you put a lot of time into that study, this study. And some landlords are very happy, don't want to do anything else. Others, if a zoning change made a reason for them to do something on the investment side.
Yep.
A capital investment is clearly, as done by that report, a very difficult, complex thing to leverage in.
Yep.
And if zoning can help leverage it in, and we're comfortable with it, the town's comfortable with it, then.
Yep, and I think it's.
But I think we're gonna have to have early sit-downs with these landlords, because they seem to be multiples. Not one guy owns a big stretch. They all own one little stretch, and they're very difficult. I'm not saying they're not good landlords, they're just limited by what they want to do.
Yeah, and that's also like, again, with the public
Now, that
outreach.
Keeney building, personally, I think it's gotta go. I think it's gotta be just, that area has gotta be cleaned up, because there's a lot of potential for things there, if you got the right broker to put the deal together. And there's gonna be a lot of capital investment ability next year. There are all the signals that point to it, and if that happens, these guys are gonna have to lay off an investment somewhere. And I think we could work some money into the project that way.
Yeah, and again, it's part of one of the recommendation to the study is business roundtables. And that's something that combination of staff, working with the chamber, working with the EDC, working with who we have here at the town to have these conversations. And again, it's not my plan to have, to even propose, regulations without, again, another meeting with especially if it impacts them. So if one of the part of the regulations is actually the town center village overlay district. I believe it's over 20 years old, that it was looked at. It has maybe some outdated information. And I think, the part that everyone loves and hates is signage. They are tough regulations. They tend to cause a little consternation one way or another. But I think looking at that as part of the design for the district, really making sure everything is, cohesive and gives the appearance, the level that we're looking for in the town center, but enables it to be useful to the businesses. So that's another discussion that I'm going to have with the business as well, and see what their needs, what they would like to do, and see what we could kind of figure out in the middle. Because there are plenty of businesses, again, along Cedar Street. Just the way Cedar Street is interesting in the town center area, because it's primarily residential looking. When you drive by it, it doesn't really evoke that town center feeling to it. It's kind of fractured. Again, very residential on one side, residential for the most part that has been turned over to businesses. And I think with a little bit of beautification, a little bit of facade work with those businesses, you could elevate that a little bit. And a lot of, I think, is when you're driving by, I can say this before I worked here, we're driving by, you don't necessarily realize how much is behind there. And that's what some of the business owners, the issues that they have that they discussed with me is, yeah, we have our signs, we have that, but everything kind of blends together on Cedar Street. And it doesn't really evoke what's really behind in the town center to Market Square to everything right there. It's kind of that cut through. So again, these are all the things to work on. It's a big project. It's a good project, but a big project.
I have a question, Paul. Do we know, does the town itself own the center parking lot?
The parking lot, yes, a couple different access ways into it. The one we do not own is the access way coming off of Constance Lee. That is owned by the apartment building. So we have, I believe we have, it may be an easement over that.
Well, I know the MDC has an easement as
Yeah,
well.
NBC has any, we have, it's shared access in that one, but the actual front part of that driveway right next to Constance Lee is actually owned by the apartment building. Other than that, yes, we own the
Yeah, but
parking lot.
that's not an existing access way right now.
It is, yeah, that's the primary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's shared use.
Talking about the one
And-
over off Constantly near Duncan.
Yeah, near Duncan.
Oh.
Yeah, that main driveway, there's a portion.
Referring to the other one that went down. I was thinking by Market Square. My
Yep,
fault.
yep, no, we own that access way, our Market Square, we have the access way that goes, between the two buildings, next to Hound and Home. And we have, I believe, might even have, we have a couple different access way, I think we have two access ways off of Cedar Street as well.
They were multiple pieces deeded to the town. That was
Yep.
quite a hat trick.
Yeah, and that's what you'll find in the regulations too. There's like, if you gave land to the town, you get to use this, you get to use that. So yeah, that's baked into the regulations.
I guess that's what I was wondering, because I know we have a lot of actors involved in this, okay? What I'm concerned was, and that's why I suggested doing piecemeal, deal with one thing, one section at a time. And I don't know if that's gonna work or not. That's something you could look at, and we could look at this with a subcommittee. Thing that I know there's, believe me, and I talked to you about this many times, and I talked to the town manager about it. The problem we have down there is there's no way some of those businesses get access or get any signage on Cedar Street. And that's a big reason why some of these have failed in there. So I think that's a big key, another part of the component that you need to look at. My opinion, okay? And I also, as far as I know, Keeney is the only oddball piece in there. The rest is all public land, I believe.
Yeah, the rest is all business town center.
Right.
Or, yeah.
So that needs to be looked at. We need to find out what they want to do. Okay. I think the subcommittee is good. I think that you're gonna have more work than what you can handle. So I'm sure there's some of the members that are retired, if you needed some help, they could help you. All right?
Yep.
Any other questions, Ross, Paul?
Nope, no.
Any other questions, Commissioners?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Commissioner Fox, you all set? Commissioner Minor?
All set. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All right.
Sorry, I didn't unmute. I'm all set.
Thank you. Current land applications?
Yep, so this is just to remind people, as I plugged it earlier before, but applications all get posted in there. And for our future next meeting, that application material is already up there for the 830G application.
Okay, everybody has communications from the CROG letters. Any questions on those? All right. Hearing none, second round of public participation for items that were not on the agenda.
There's no one online, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Remarks by commissioners? Commissioner, any remarks? Commissioner Fox?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Commissioner Minor? I was having trouble
Nothing
with
further.
Zoom.
No,
Okay,
nothing
thank you.
further. Thank
Yeah. My closing remarks is thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. And again, thank you for the public participation we did have. Okay. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.